I want to touch on something that I'm going to call the MAGA ball of bitterness. You know, like the earth, a lot of things have a core that everything is built around. The same thing with MAGA and Trump supporters. Donald Trump has been in a free fall as far as his popularity and approval ratings. But there is a floor. And that floor is said to be somewhere around 20-30% of his supporters. And I'm going to call that the MAGA ball of bitterness. What I've noticed when I make a post, and a lot of those posts are critical of Donald Trump and the way he is governing the United States. A lot of the casual supporters and the supporters that voted for Trump for, I guess, practical reason, lowering costs and all that, they found out that that's not going to happen and they have fallen away. But there is a hardcore element left. And what I'm discovering is they do not deal in rational thought. They do not deal in facts. As an example, I've made a couple of posts dealing with some of the vile things that were said about Michelle Obama at that UFC fight by that fighter, Josh Hokett. In response to that, I'm not really getting rational thought in the comment sections. I'm getting posts from, I guess, a reservoir that's been developed over years, or maybe even a decade or so, of images, memes, GIFs, all these kind of things. They just post these things. I don't even know where they get them from. They just post these images, these GIFs, these talking points, and that is their response. There's no rationality to it. It's the same stuff. And after you start reading through hundreds of them, you find out it's repetitive. This image, that image, this quote. Oh, did you see so-and-so on this show or that show? Oh, Joan Rivers said this or that. It's the same stuff, just over and over and over. And there's no facts that can penetrate this. I did a post regarding recent Supreme Court activity. And one thing that they didn't do, they did not take up Trump's request to throw out the verdict and the $5 billion judgment that was levied against him in a civil trial for the sexual abuse of E. Jean Carroll. So I put together a post about that. And some of the response was, well, how can people just lie about the president? And that's not true. That was thrown out. It just happened. The verdict is still in place. The $5 million damage award is still in place. The found liable judgment by a jury is still in place. The fact headline that confirmed the Supreme Court did not take it up and that it was still in place was in the video. There was no way a fact was going to penetrate that bubble, that thought process. And it was a little bit alarming because then that's when I realized there was no reasoning taking place. It was all baked in. It was all impenetrable. And this ball of bitterness has no empathy. It's very little emotion and has no regard for the damage it does to the individual being attacked. None. And what also was surprising is composed of a large group of women, largely white women, because most of the people responding are white. Occasionally you get someone else. There's a large group of, I don't know, maybe 40-ish and above women, very active in this, very angry, very bitter, very vindictive. And it explains, in my mind, the 53% support that women gave Donald Trump in the voting booth. So I just wanted to point that out, that observation of this hardcore, bitter center of the MAGA movement. And what I wonder is what happens when Trump is gone and when this movement starts to fade? Where do they go?